Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. Today, I have a very special guest with me today. She is a nail artist and entrepreneur. Please welcome Cleo. Hello, Cleo, and welcome to the show.
Hi, Asia. Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So I definitely want to go and get started by asking where you're originally from and tell us about your upbringing.
So I'm originally from a small little town in California. It's called Delano.
Mm-hmm.
And grew up there, went to school there, and about 17 years ago, I moved to Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really, really cool. I definitely want to get into in regards to nails. So what drew your interest, in terms of nails? Did you have any interest prior to nails, or was nails something that you've always wanted to do?
Well, I thought I wanted to be a nurse, but I started doing nails when I was about 12 years old. All my family is in the beauty industry.
Wow.
I mean, I just kind of thought it was just a hobby at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I started off just painting all the women's nails at my mom's beauty shop and um, thought I wanted to go to school. And when I started going to school and started taking some medical assisting courses and stuff and realized it was not for me. By then, I already had a full clientele and all my clients were so sad I was going to stop doing nails. And then I realized talking in the industry that I made just as much as a nurse. So
Mm.
then I was like, why am I going to go to school and finish this? I don't really like it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Right, exactly. So I definitely want to go ahead and push forward by asking, did you attend like college and things like that? Like what college did you go to?
I started off with just finishing high school, and then I did a trade school first for
Okay.
medical. And I did a little internship there, and it was at the hospital. So there, I kind of decided that I didn't like working with doctors. I didn't like seeing people sick. It just broke my heart, and
Mhm.
um, being around that environment of stress, like really, it just, I decided there that it wasn't for me. I thought that I thought I had to get out of the beauty industry to be secure, but I was also young and naive.
Mhm.
Once I figured out and just had a little taste of that, I decided not to go to college
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Right.
get my
Right.
life to do nails.
Mm. Yeah, that's really, really cool. What was the trade school? What was it called?
It was called San Joaquin Valley College.
Mm.
So it was just for medical assisting, and I thought I wanted to start off with phlebotomy, and
Mm.
I did not want to do that either.
I definitely want to go ahead and push forward by asking, what has been your experience having your own nail studio? Were there any like setbacks that you had while building your own nail studio, your own nail business?
No, the only thing is, I've had multiple studios. I think right now this is probably my fourth. My first couple I shared with coworkers that I had worked in salons with, and I loved it. But now that I'm in a room by myself, I do get a little bored. I do miss the
Mhm.
interaction and all the chaos of a salon. But my clients do love it. My clients love it.
Mhm. Now, what was like the previous talk to us more about the previous salons that you've had, previous nail studios that you've had.
So the first one I opened up with four of my coworkers, and we had three studios in one. So we just had like a little mini salon, and that was great. And then COVID hit, and two of our coworkers decided that they wanted to stay working from home. And
Mm.
me and another coworker decided when things opened back up that we definitely we wanted to be out of our homes and have our privacy back. And, so then I opened my own, and my really good friend opened up her own. And
Mhm.
I loved that. And then one of my best friends opened up her own beauty shop. And I have a bigger studio now in her salon. And I get to work with a really good friend and support her and her goals and her dreams. So um, that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, it's really, really incredible. So I definitely want to go ahead and get into your own product line. So you have your own product line, which consists of gels, acrylics, nail brushes, and things of that nature. So tell us about how you got started with their nail brand and what was the process like in terms of building your nail brand with nail products?
Um, Well, it started during COVID because I had a lot of time. And I first started off with making stickers at home, trying to make water slide decals and Then slowly, when I made a little bit of money off of that, I ventured off into doing nail tips, and then got my first the first round of brushes made. And then from there, every time I made profit, I just kept reinvesting into new things. And honestly, it was just a lot of trial. It was a lot of sampling products, figuring out what worked. Yeah, just making sure that if I could use it, then I knew other people would most likely like it. So it's a lot of trial going into it. I always
Mhm.
test for months before I release it. And yeah, so that's what it started with. And then we ventured out to acrylic and all
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Now, was it difficult to find a chemist?
Um, no, so I just pretty much researched manufacturers here in the United States. So my all my acrylic line is made here in the United States. So the primers, the liquid, all that. So pretty much I just found, um, just Googled and researched who was available in close to my area, and then I went through maybe two manufacturers first because I tested out their products, and then what they do for me is they color match and they'll make my own
Mm.
formulas for me. So
Okay.
the first two I wasn't really happy, so I switched maybe two times formulas, but um, it was just researching and going on the internet, making phone calls, asking what the requirements were to open my own business. So you do have to have like a commercial address from where I buy my products. So you can't do it under a residential address. You have to make sure you have your business license, your resales license, your all your permits and everything to be able to get your brand started in the United States.
Mm. Yeah, it's very interesting because, like, I'm sure it's like a very complex process and a very long process in regards to starting your own nail brand. Because, like how you were saying, you have to test a lot of the formulas, see what works and what doesn't work, and and also considering, other people will be using it as well as, like, on the customer. Like customers may use it and things like that. So, I'm sure it's a very complex process and things like that.
And another reason why I went, a lot of my other supplies are made in China, like my brushes and other things like that. So those requirements are not as strict. So if there is somebody out there that wants to start their own line and they really don't have like a commercial address or not willing to invest as much in the beginning, definitely China's the way to go first because they offer lower MOQs, so you don't have to order. You can maybe start off with 100 brushes. I've found in my experience that United States manufacturers require a lot more, and you can also get acrylic made over there. It's just I wanted to make sure that the quality of acrylic that I had and getting safety data sheets and things that I knew what was in my formula before I start selling.
Mhm.
So my gels and other things like that are manufactured in China, but all my acrylic line is manufactured here in the United States.
Mhm. Yeah, I wanted to, ask, like, what is, like, some of, like, the regulations you would say in terms of just, like, here in the US specifically in terms of building, like, a product and things like that? What are some, like, the regulations, if you could explain those things?
Well, I mean, I just want standard of you don't want MMA in your products. You don't
Right.
you don't want HEMA in your gel polishes because it's you higher in allergic reactions and things like that.
Mhm.
Um, but some things it's unavoidable. There's some things that you might like a product, it might have it, so you just got to make sure that it's labeled on your products if it does.
Mhm.
But for my acrylic, because that's what I really want to go heavy on in the future is building more of a larger acrylic line. So I just wanted to make sure that the quality of my ingredients were better.
Yeah, yeah, we're better. Yeah, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
To really push forward, I really wanna get into in regards to your favorite products. So what are, like, your favorite products specifically from your brand?
Oh, the acrylic. I brush um the gel paints. I had found that when I was doing line work and things like that, you know, the lines would kind of run together. You know, when you're outlining a character and you need to overlap the lines.
Right.
It was really important to me to find something super pigmented that I didn't need to use a lot of gel.
Mhm.
So your nail art doesn't come out bumpy and you
Right.
could clear it in. And so those are really important to me. So I would say like those are my favorite, and the acrylic and my matte top coat, because I
Mhm.
mean I use matte a lot. So
Mhm.
I probably tested out maybe 50 different formulas before I found a matte top coat that I was happy to release.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what would be some of the tips that you would have for someone who wants to start their own nail brand or who wants to build their own nail studio business?
Um, First, make sure that you would have a clientele to support it, because in a studio, you're going to pay a lot more than you would just booth rent. If you have the clientele to support it, so you're not stressed and having to overwork yourself, or invest in getting all your own furniture and everything, I would just make sure that you would have the clientele to support it.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And then just make sure that, most of them have a lease that you're going to have to agree to. So just
Mhm.
commit to be able to stay somewhere for about a year.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, pushing forward, I definitely want to get into in regards to so as of recently you went to Premier Orlando with Nails by Esther. I've had a chance to interview her. She's really, really cool. I definitely want to go ahead and really ask, like, what was that experience like going to Premier Orlando? With you and Esther going down there.
It was so much fun. It was so inspiring to just meet so many other talented nail techs that are um, just pursuing their dreams, networking. It's really cool to meet other people like yourself, that are
Mhm.
ambitious. And meeting Nels by Dev and her whole team was such an experience, and they
Mhm.
were all so nice. So I mean, she was such a good time, and definitely will be doing more trips with her in the future.
Yeah, yeah, that's very, very cool. But I definitely want to go ahead and ask, like, how did you and Esther first meet?
On social media.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we just
really, really cool.
commenting back and forth on each other's posts, and we just started chatting and became friends on online.
Yeah, yeah, that's really, really cool. I definitely want to get into regards to like Premier Orlando. Like, what are 3 reasons you can give in terms of as to why new nail art should go to Premier Orlando?
Um, for one, to network. If you want to take social media serious and meet new people and network, I would definitely recommend going there. A lot of brands will have sales on or release new items at the show. So if you want to get the new stuff, I would definitely go, and just to see a whole different state, a whole different, community of people. It's a really good experience. And I came back inspired and ready to put out new content. And,
Mhm.
sometimes when you're in a funk and an artistic block, it's kind of nice to go and be around like-minded people.
Absolutely. I definitely want to get into in terms of your art style because I love like your nail art, that you always post on your nail page. I love your style. So I want to really get into in regards to with your nail artistry, like how has like or in what ways has your nail artistry evolved over the years?
Over the years, I feel like it is so much easier to find inspiration now. So,
Mhm.
as I told you in the beginning, I started when I was 12, and back then, I had to buy coloring books, Disney books to get inspiration, because
Mhm.
there wasn't really that much access to the internet when I was young, and there
Right.
wasn't a lot of pictures posted. I mean, there was MySpace back then, but people weren't really posting nails on there. Um, so now I would say that my artistry has evolved, because now I have unlimited inspiration.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because we live in a time now, social media, and there's so many things you could look at as inspiration, especially Pinterest. Pinterest is like kind of the go-to pretty much for, also as well for inspiration. I go down there and look at inspiration, a whole ton of like different illustrations, nature, and things like that. So there's a plethora of illustration or like, creation, inspiration in Pinterest.
Yes, and I love tattoo artists. Honestly, they're my best inspiration. Um, and textile patterns and things like that. Fabric patterns are really good. Etsy, I get a lot of inspiration from Etsy, from creators on Etsy.
Mm. Yeah, there's a lot of like cool stuff on Etsy, very
Yeah,
interesting stuff.
like
People
people make t-shirts and things like that. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And the thing is also too, like with some of your work, it kind of reminds me of like a tattoo, like on skin. You
Yeah.
know, it kind of reminds me of that because you use like sometimes like the nude, and you'll do like the colorful, nail art with the matte top coat. So that kind of reminds me of that tattoo, on somebody's arm type of effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
where
really cool.
inspiration comes from tattoo artists. I I try not to follow too many trends just because like I feel
Mhm.
like that's what sets you apart. But um, yeah, I definitely get most of my inspiration from tattoo artists.
Yeah, that's really really cool. Like, who are like your favorite tattoo artists?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many. I would feel bad just even naming one because so many. Yes, I would feel bad naming one, but if you go through my Instagram page, you can tell I usually will tag all the artists that I'm
Mhm.
creating their work. But I feel like every time it's somebody different.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's fair, that's fair. I definitely wanna get into in regards to, like, just nail education. What is, like, your perspective in regards to the growth of nail education?
Oh, I'm so big on education. Even though I've been doing nails over 24 years, I just recently, I still take classes. I took a class with Esther, so I went up there to support her. Um, I feel like I can grow so much in the content creating area.
Right.
I took her class, and I'm also going to be taking one with Erica's ETA. So
Mhm.
I'll be taking one with my friend in a couple months over there. I'm still looking into taking more. So I'm really big on education and
Mhm.
keeping myself up with new trends and learning. Even though I feel like I'm pretty decent at nail art, there's always room for improvement.
Mhm.
Always room for improvement, and getting better at your skill.
Mhm. Yeah, and the thing is with nail education, there's so many classes that are out now, like ranging from like nail prep, Russian manicure, nail art, and things like that. So there's so many, classes at everyone's disposal that's out now.
Yeah, I think that's so amazing. When I started off, it was all trial and error. So
Mhm.
I feel like now I look at new nail techs and they are just a different breed. They're
Right.
di- they're a different breed. They're so talented, and I just feel like because of everybody doing tutorials and all the education that's out there, the nail industry is just
Mhm.
evolving quickly, and I love
Mhm.
it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly, most definitely. So with your experience being a nail artist, what are some things that you found rewarding, throughout the journey? What are some things that you've learned also as well?
Well, I mean, now that I've been doing nails so long, it's so rewarding to have all these relationships with my clients and feel like
Mhm.
I have a second family. And I've been working with the same group of girls for years, and they're honestly like my sisters, really good.
Mhm.
Um, Now my son is getting into the beauty industry too, so
Wow.
it's he just graduated from barbering school, and
Okay. That's
yeah.
cool. Congrats to him.
So that's rewarding, seeing him kind of be around the industry and be inspired by it and want to take that up as a career for himself. I feel like that would
Mhm.
be my number one reward, to see that, just to see him on his journey to the next, next chapter of his life.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I definitely have this question because I think you said a very interesting point in terms of connecting with clients. So how important is it in your perspective, especially as a business owner to connect with clients?
I think it's very important, but at the beginning, I mean, I'm in a different stage in my career now where
Right.
I have definitely went through all the trial and error, and I made
Mhm.
mistakes in the beginning where
Mhm.
kind of affected my business. You know, you have to learn how to be professional and not cross lines, and making sure there's always boundaries on both ends. And
Mhm.
one thing that I would definitely recommend is that the type of work ethic that you have is the type of clientele that you are going to attract.
Mhm.
And I see all these people with all these really, really strict policies, which is amazing. But at the
Mhm.
same time, people who are able to follow these strict policies are people who take their time very serious. So
Right.
I feel like you on the other end, if you are not showing up to your client's appointment on time and you're not respecting your clients in the same way, it doesn't matter how talented you are, like you will lose a client. They would rather go to somebody who is going to respect their time also.
Absolutely.
Um, I definitely feel like if you want a good clientele in your chair, you definitely have to, you know, also put that standard up for yourself also.
Absolutely, most definitely.
Yeah, so I feel like now I'm in a great situation because I've cut out a lot of clients that were toxic that didn't really fit my vibe. And now I love going to work because I don't have anybody who stresses me out anymore. I have creative freedom. I've
Right.
definitely met all my people, if that makes sense. But it took a long time to do that. It took a lot of cutting out and being selective of new clients who I'm able to take in when I'm able to take them in. But it
Mhm.
was a lot of years of struggle to get to the place where I am now.
Absolutely. Now, I want to get into as far as technology because technology has came such a long way. We now have, more advanced UV lamps. There's, of course, there's nail printers that's out now. So, in your perspective, what is your perspective in regards to the growth of technology in the nail industry, considering nail printers, considering AI and stuff like that? Like, what do you see? What's your perspective in regards to technology?
I think it's great for impatient clientele that who don't want to sit in your chair for 4 hours and still
Mhm.
want that kind of stuff. So I mean, I feel like um, why not? Make money in all the different areas.
Mhm. Yeah,
I,
absolutely.
I still prefer the freehand art and doing all that because I just enjoy it. But I
Mhm.
have so many clients that are like, Cleo, I love your work and I would love that. But unless it could just be stamped on my nail, I don't want to sit here that long. So for those type of people, I think it's amazing to have
Mhm.
that option for them.
So you're not scared of like AI, nothing?
No, because honestly, at this point, like people come to you because they like you and their loyalty
Mhm.
is to you because they enjoy their time in the chair. It's a whole experience like when you get to that point.
Mhm.
So people are there for my clientele now are there for the experience and because we're close friends and we enjoy our chat 2 to 3 weeks and you know
Mhm. Mhm.
so
Yeah.
I don't feel intimidated by that coming
Mhm.
out trying to come for my job.
But yeah, but I think that AI, I think, will never replace human creativity, you
No.
know. And of course, there can be some good usage in terms of AI, but I think, it and the thing is AI is growing so much more and it's going to grow even more over time. So, but definitely AI will never replace human creativity and things like that. So,
So I'm not very tech savvy. I'm not good at writing. I'm not, I didn't. So I feel like AI is great for that.
mhm.
Writing emails and helping you with your captions. I mean, I still don't do it, but I would love to learn how,
Mhm. Yeah.
just, and then especially having my own business to be able to
Mhm.
write professionally and have something just come up with something that could market you better. Um, I think it's great.
Absolutely.
Spend less time stressing out as a business owner writing your captions or product descriptions and things like that.
Mhm. Now, where do you see yourself in your nail brand in 10 years?
Well, I hope to be retired from working on clients. That's the goal. And doing the store full time.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool. Now, how do you balance being a nail entrepreneur with mental health?
Um, day by day. Day by day. I'm definitely overworked and I feel like I'm in that stage right now where
Mhm,
it's too early in my product line to where I can give up my clientele. So I
mhm,
definitely still need and have to still do nails. Um, So that means I have to work 2 jobs pretty much right now. And sometimes it does get a little overwhelming. And sometimes running the store when I have new drops kind of messes with my creativity when it comes to my clients and nail art and what I'm going to post. And so it's honestly, it's just day by day, just weighing out that day what is more important. And sometimes, like on a Sunday, I might have a ton of things to do, but if I'm feeling mentally drained, I just have to tell myself to relax and take or go out with my family and go watch a movie, take a vacation here and there. But honestly, it is not for the weak. Yeah, not for.
Absolutely. Last but not least, where could people find you on social media? How can people support you and your work and your business?
So Nailed by Cleo is my nail Instagram, and then Nailed by Cleo shop is my store Instagram, and then nailedbycleo.com is where you could purchase my products. And then I'm also on TikTok and recently new to Threads.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Cleo, for jumping onto the show. Your work is absolutely great. I discovered your work on Instagram. It's really, really phenomenal. I just love, how you're very unique in terms of your artistic creativity. I enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much for, sharing your story and your experience being in the nail industry. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Asia, for having me. It was really nice meeting you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Be sure to check out my website, ASIATHABIRD.com, and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care, stay healthy, and stay beautiful.